Hello friends, welcome back to Technique. Today we'll be doing the performance testing of the new Moto Edge 50 Pro. Now the Moto Edge 50 Pro is the latest device from Moto in India, and this device comes with the Snapdragon 7 Gen 3 and you get 8GB RAM as well as 12GB RAM. Now this device comes with LPDDR4X RAM and UFS 2.2 storage. So that's the basic hardware, and apart from that you get Android 14 out of the box, and the display is a full HD plus resolution display. It's a 120 Hz AMOLED display. It also has a curved display. So let's see the performance aspect of this device. So we'll be doing the CPU throttling test, the stress test, or rather the extreme wildlife extreme stress test. Then we'll see the AnTuTu benchmark score, the storage test, and also the Geekbench test. So let's begin. So before that, if this is your first time on this channel, do hit that subscribe button and also hit the bell icon to get notified of all the videos we publish. So going into the settings, so here you can see that about phone, Moto Edge 50 Pro, we have the 8GB RAM variant, and you can see that now we have 100% battery. And let's start the CPU throttling test. So you can see that the options. So we're going to start the test. It's a 20 thread 15 test. So let's start it. So we'll come back at the end of the test and see how good the throttling was on this device, the Snapdragon 7 Gen 3. So now we have completed the CPU throttling test, a 15-minute test, and you can see here there isn't any throttling. CPU throttled to 94%, so that's pretty good score. So no major issues here. Now the battery drain 100% it was, now it's 95%. And you can also see the temperature here. So it's quite good actually, 5% drop in around 15 minutes of the testing. Next, let's go to the stress test, the Wildlife Extreme 3D Mark Wildlife Extreme stress test. So let's start this test and then we'll see how good the experience is. So next, let's start the Wildlife Extreme stress test. So it's a 20 loop test, and we'll see the stability of the device after the 20 loop test. So now we have completed the Wildlife Extreme stress test, and you can see the best loop score is 1475 and lowest is 1286. So stability is around 87.2, which is quite good actually. And you can see the performance range here. Now battery from 94 to 88%, that means 6% drop while doing this 20 round Wildlife Extreme stress test, and temperature went from 27 to 38 degrees. So it climbed up almost 11 degrees while doing the test, and frame rate is 6 fps to 10 fps. So everything in detail is available here, the performance range, the temperature rise, and the battery drop during this test. So as we have completed both the tests, we got pretty good values for this device, both the Wildlife Extreme stress test as well as the throttling test, both came out quite good. Now next is the AnTuTu benchmark score. So you can see that the AnTuTu benchmark score for this device is 6,51,258. It's not as high as the OnePlus Nord CE4, but you can see here the CPU score, the GPU score, memory score, and the UX score. Now 5% drop we noticed while doing the test, 5% battery drop, and 3 degrees increase while doing this test. So it went up from 38 to 41 degrees while doing the test. In fact, we did the test a bit before, so 5% battery drain during this test. Now next is the storage test, and you can see here this is UFS 2.2 storage, and you can see here the sequential read and write scores are quite low. Random access is higher, but the read and write scores are pretty low because this is UFS 2.2. Now finally, let's go to the Geekbench test, and we also did the test here. So we'll just show you the values. So the single core score is 1113 and the multi-core score is 3018. So here also you get all the details. the single core score, every other score available here is included in this test. So that is the performance testing. So as a whole, we feel the Moto Edge 50 Pro is quite a good performer in terms of the Snapdragon 7 Gen 3, the throttling test, the stress test. It came out quite good actually, and the temperature rise was quite controlled. Maximum was around 41 degrees, but otherwise it was quite good in terms of performance. The only downside probably is that it lacks UFS 3.1, UFS 2.2 is the one available, and it's LPDDR4X RAM. Otherwise, it's quite a good device in terms of performance. But again, this is not a performance-oriented device. It's more of an all-round device. It's definitely not the most powerful device out there in this price segment. There are many other devices with better processors and better hardware. But this is more of an all-round device where you get additional options like IP rating, wireless charging, telephoto lens, and a whole lot of things included. So that's the Moto Edge 50 Pro. So hope you enjoyed watching this video. Do hit that like button and also hit that subscribe button for more videos. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you in our next video. Have a great day.